What's up, Instagram? I'm trying to get my StreamYard life together. I think it's coming together. What's going on, family? It's your girl Ike here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm doing better. I'm doing better. All right. So last time y'all saw me on the live, it was not a good day for me. And I was emotional. It was not good. The tab is currently using my. I'm just checking some other things. In any event, I'm past that, but I have retired. I did tell you all along I wasn't doing this anymore, and I got tired of saying it. I kept, the people that are closest to me, they know, they understand the secondary trauma associated with this shit, and they get it. So I thank you all who understand where I am in my life and that I'm ready for the next chapter. Uh, Thank you. Sorry, guys. Uh, I thank those of you who sent me encouraging messages. I thank those of you who have practiced law, criminal defense, and literally sent me messages and gave me permission. Because a lot of times the community, you guys come together and you don't give us permission to live our best lives, right? And so I thank those people. I thank the attorneys that called me, the ones that know me and know my integrity. They know my heart. Picked up the phone, and I won't say their names, but the ones that reached out to me personally and said, "I saw your face. I know how you feel. I know how you was feeling in that moment," and tried to encourage me one way or another. But then ultimately said, "You know what? If you're there, I get it and I respect it." So thank you to those people. So I'm semi-retired, right? I'm semi-retired. You all know I'm engaged. I'm getting married, and eventually we are leaving New York. So it's not a big. It's not. Most people knew that already. So this was coming. Okay. Yeah, I know. I did. I'm semi-retired. Peace, Tony. How are you? How are you? Um, I'm on Instagram and I'm on StreamYard, which means I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. So I'm on three platforms to try to talk to all of the people and say all of the things I need to say. All right. So that's that. Now, the fact that I'm retired doesn't mean I'm not a lawyer. I'm still a lawyer until I leave New York. When I leave New York, I won't be a lawyer. I won't be paying fees. I won't be doing CLE. I won't be doing none of that shit. All right. So until then, even when I am not practicing and not licensed anymore, I'm still going to come on here. I'm still going to talk to you. I'm still going to tell you the fucking truth about what's going on out here in these buildings and these streets. Okay. That's never going to stop. So that's what it is. So, I love you, family. Love like sign. I love y'all too. I really do. That's why I do this. That's why I share what I share. Right? Okay. Now, a couple of you have been asking me to talk about the New York gun laws. So, just so you know, you cannot carry a gun in New York just because the Supreme Court said you have a constitutional right to defend yourself. I want to be very clear about that. The Supreme Court ruled in New York Rifle Association versus Bruin that New Yorkers have a right to self-defense, but they didn't say that y'all can just go out and run and get guns. That's not how that happened. Hey, Dennis, I see you there. I'm waving at all my people on Instagram. I love all y'all. The Supreme Court, basically what they said was, because you have a constitutional right to defend yourself, that New York's scheme for determining who could conceal carry was some bullshit. Right? You got to show proper cause. No, it's a constitutional right. You don't have to show proper cause to exercise a constitutional right. You don't have to show proper cause to exercise free speech. Right? Do I have to get up there and I got to show you that I have the proper cause to say the shit that I want to say? No, that's not how the Constitution works. Right? Right. Well, hold on. There was a stay in the decision. Right? I'm not saying hold on, Dennis. So in response, I got to give you the timeline of how we got here. In response to the Supreme Court's decision striking down the proper cause requirement of the New York scheme, right? New York said you can have a gun, but you got to show us proper cause. You got to be more than just a regular old law-abiding citizen. You got to have a reason why you need a gun. You've been threatened. You in law enforcement? You do some kind of business where you handling cash? Well, tell us, right? So that's what the Supreme Court said. You can't be running through people's business like that. They ain't got to tell you shit. Okay, so in response to that, then the New York legislature was like, oh, okay, that's fucked up now. People going to be coming for us, and now everybody wants to still carry. We have to come up with new restrictions. So they came up with new restrictions. They got these new restrictions where they identify all these sensitive places where if you have a concealed carry permit, you can't take your gun there. Sensitive places would include the entire Times Square. That's like from 39 to 44, whatever it is, from 9th, 10th to 6th, whatever the fuck, that area, Times Square. You can't take your gun into entertainment venues, can't take it into the movies, can't take it on the subways, can't take it in the train, can't take it to religious houses of worship. You basically can't take your gun anywhere, is what the restrictions that New York passed down as a result of the Supreme Court's decision. And they were like, well, okay, you're going to let people have guns, well, we're not going to let them take them nowhere. Okay, so then someone up in the Northern District of New York, up in Orange County, up in where they're more inclined to have more liberal ideas about guns, right? This is not New York City, but it's still New York State, right? Let's be clear about New York State. New York City has their own separate rules for gun for the process for which you have to apply to get a gun, right? So New York State different. Somebody up in New York, up in like the Northern District, filed a federal suit saying this some fuck shit. Well, the Supreme Court just said we could have guns for self-defense, and now y'all got all these restrictions that basically say we can't have guns again, right? And so the judge in that case basically said, yeah, y'all right. You can't be doing this fuck shit. Well, they didn't say that, but you know, I'm gonna give it to you how I got it, right? So the judge basically was like, hold up, wait, y'all, you want people to give you their social media account? This is all part of these extra restrictions. Aside from the fact that you can't take your gun nowhere, if you want to apply for a gun, here's the things we need to know about you. We need to know everything. We need to know who lives in your house. We need to know the age of all the people in your house. We need to know your social media accounts for the past 3 years. We need Nassau County. We need a 12-panel drug test. Right. And the judge was like, yeah, no. You can't be asking people who live in a house. You can't be asking people for their social media. You can't do none of that shit. You can't even designate Times Square as a sensitive place. You can't even tell people they can't take their guns in a certain place. Now, government buildings, maybe in certain schools, certain types of things that we have traditionally, remember the Supreme Court is about tradition, right? That we have traditionally said are sensitive places, and we'll recognize those, but we're not going to recognize that shit y'all just made up. So that judge said, okay, and I know that y'all on some bullshit, so I'm going to give y'all 3 days. I'm going to stay this decision for 3 days. That was more than 3 days ago, so that y'all have an opportunity to appeal. And of course, Tish James with her bullshit. We're going to appeal, and you're going to fucking lose. So stop spending our money on bullshit. How about you do that? How about you stop doing that? New York is effectively now a shall issue state. A shall issue state. So here's my advice on the license. If you are looking to obtain a license to carry or possess a firearm in New York, apply now. It doesn't matter whether or not they have all of the recommendations and restrictions and things of that in place, because the process, baby, the process is not shorter than a year. Not shorter than a year, and that's in New York City. New York City, the process could be up to 2 years or 3 years before they even be like, you need to come on in here for your fingerprints or some shit like that, right? So just get the process started. If you already have a target or hunting and you want to convert that to a concealed carry, wait. Why I say wait? Because they keep fucking changing. They keep changing. First is you need an 18-hour class, a 16-hour class with 2 hours range time. You got to pass the test with 70% proficiency, and you have to pass the range test. You got to shoot at, I think it's 4 feet, and you got to hit the target 4 out of 5, something to that effect, right? Wait, because that keeps changing. Even that might change, right? And so if you already have a target, I suggest that you wait to convert that, because they don't really know what the requirements are going to be just yet. But if you do not have one, apply now. Get your shit in. Get your paperwork together. Order your DMV abstract because you're going to need all that shit. It's a process. You need character references, and it's not cheap, right? New York gets on my nerves too. Don't get me started on her ass either. So that's New York. New York's on some bullshit, and it took you 11 months. Mikey said it took him 11 months in Chicago. It took me 14 months in Long Island, in New York. 14 months. Yes, Mikey, it's a remix. I love it. All right. I'm gonna come back to the comments in a second, but I gotta get this stuff out because y'all know what happened. And I got class tonight, so I can't be on here too long because it's Professor Al-Shabazz. Anyway, okay. So that's New York. So you either are going to go apply or you're going to wait. The other thing. Oh, okay. So yesterday, day before yesterday, Sleepy Joe, Dark Brandon, whatever y'all want to call it, let me just tell y'all, if they don't find another fucking candidate for 2024, just fuck their shit. Okay. I'm just telling you, he see dead people and everything. And I got all the respect in the world for elderly people, but if you can't tell that he is suffering from something serious, then I don't know what they're looking at. But in any event, he announced that he is issuing pardons for simple possession, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon. There's nobody in jail for simple possession of marijuana on the federal level. This is bullshit. He's lying. He threw the ball. He had the rock. First of all, slow the fuck down, right? Stop thinking the worst of every goddamn thing and everybody. I even seen lawyers on here. Joe Biden, he lying to y'all, and then stop, because the truth is nuanced. It's more nuanced than that. Okay. Yes, it is true that there are no federal crimes for simple possession of marijuana. He is not pardoning anyone in federal custody. However, do you know that DC is not state, right? The District of Columbia is a whole lot of motherfuckers that's got marijuana charges. The 6,500 people that are going to be pardoned as a result of that's from DC. That's DC. So all of that's not going to help nobody. Say that shit to the motherfuckers over down in Southeast, right? To my friend Trace, where you at, Trace? I know some people over in Southeast is like, yeah, nah, I needed that, right? Stop minimizing because it didn't affect you right away. There's 6,500 people who now might have an opportunity to get certain types of employment that they may have been bought from before. Maybe they can qualify for certain housing they may have been bought. You don't realize what a drug conviction can do and the things that it can disqualify you for. So for those 6,500 people, that's important, right? So we're not going to discredit that. Second, and this may have no bearing on any governor of any state. He said that he would encourage governors, right, to rethink their policies on marijuana. But if no governor ever rethought a goddamn thing, he still is going to talk to or recommend that the marijuana is reevaluated on the schedule, on a narcotic schedule. Right now, it's a class schedule 1, right? That doesn't make sense. That means it doesn't have any medicinal value and it's subject to being abused and things of that nature, right? No, that's not. Well, we know that that's not the case for marijuana. So if he is able to get it off of the schedule, that will affect the other states. You do realize that the federal law is the supreme law of the land. So if the federal law says that marijuana is not a controlled substance, the federal law says that marijuana is not a controlled substance, that means that the states cannot punish you for that. Okay, so there is a trickle down that could happen here so long as we acknowledge that every road starts with one fucking step. It starts with one step, right? And I'm at this point where I'm just happy that a motherfucker gonna take a step in the right direction than just sit there and do nothing. Because we've seen the do nothings. We've seen that, right? We've seen that. So Grandpa Brandon, he's been letting loose lately. I don't know if it's him or the people around him, right? Because I don't think he's letting alone. I don't know. Did y'all see him? That he went to a rally and he was looking for the senator that died in the car accident like 2 weeks before that. Like, come on, dude. Your office sent out a letter of condolences that she died. Why are you looking for her? Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's just bad. It's bad. So yeah, so if we get it off the schedule, I think that's huge too. So give it a chance. Give it a chance. And let us stop knocking every single thing because we don't get everything we want right at the same time, at once, right? They can now qualify to get firearms. There we go. See what I'm saying? I runs New York. Thank you. I appreciate you. See, people need to be able to pull these nuances and these perspectives out because people don't really understand what these things mean. Sleepy Joe on that same stuff. Hunter on. I can't with y'all. What's the federal judge's name that made the decision in New York? Oh, Sidibe. Why do I remember that? That's crazy. My memory is so weird. The shit that I remember and the shit that I don't. It's no rhyme or reason. But it's something like Sidibe. It's like Siddabay, some shit like. Well, I have photographic memory, so that's kind of why that happens. But that's what I saw. That's what I kind of remember. It might be, a little twist on the spelling, but something like that. So Love Like the Sun, you'll check it out and tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. All right. All right. So yeah, that's what I came on here to tell y'all about for the most part. Y'all got any questions for me? So who's running the country? Yeah, I can't call it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, okay. So the last thing I wanted to say before I jump on here, I don't know who's running the country, but that made me think about sovereign citizens, right? And you guys know I've done enough of the shows with the Moors and just talking about this sovereign citizen. Well, there is a trial going on right now, right? It's in Wisconsin. They're billing it as the Parade Massacre Trial. The defendant's name is Darrell Brooks. It started out his name was Darrell Brooks, and then he said it was Darrell Brooks, and now he's not either one of those. He's a third party intervener. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, and so many of you are, and you think that this sovereign citizenship shit works, it does not. I have told you it does not. And now you get to see it played out on TV on the big stage. This guy is charged. My battery is dying on Instagram, so I got to wrap this up. This guy is charged with something a little under 80 counts. 6 people died. Some 50 people were injured when he drove his car through a whole ass parade, right? And he is in court, black guy that's not my name, and I don't respond to that, and are you the plaintiff, and do you have a bond, and all of the dumb shit that people have been trying to sell you, right? That you've been paying packages money for, my status correction. Go watch the trial in Wisconsin with Darrell Brooks so you could stop wasting your fucking money sending that shit to people who keep telling you that they're going to correct your status some kind of way, some kind of how, it ain't going to happen. Stop. Anyway, so I just had to, is he going to claim his land? Listen, I don't even know. Watching it is the most frustrating thing. I think this judge has the patience of a saint. He's representing himself, right? And so unlike in New York, where when you represent yourself, if you are indigent individual, they give you a lawyer, even though you're representing yourself. That lawyer is what's called shadow counsel, meaning that they're just going to stand there and be there to support you if you need it. Maybe explain some legal concepts to you if you don't get it. Every objection can't be fucking hearsay. And that's really what it is. It's like hearsay. I'm like, this judge, I don't know what her meditation routine is, but she needs to slide it to the left because I don't even know how she's doing it. I don't know. That guy's messed up. You know what's crazy, though? He is messed up. He's I don't know. I don't know his whole story. I know that there was a prior incident with the same vehicle, and I think his child's mother, in which he ran her over. So I'm not like that's his thing, running people over. I don't really know. I can assure you that he's going down. So all white jury is not happening for him. And yeah, but if you want to see this sovereign citizenship play out, please turn it on. Turn it on for just one day, and I promise you'll never send your money to another person who asks nothing about status, motherfucking correction. So, yeah, shirtless man about to do big numbers. You got that shit right, Mikey. He about to do football numbers, you know? You heard? He about to do some football numbers. China doll, Mr. Ike, this is off topic. I apologize. Somewhat similar to what you just spoke about. Do you have a website I can go to and pay for a consultation with you? No, I'm retired. I'm retired. There's no amount of money that anybody could pay me to get back in the game. I assure you of that. Money ain't never meant nothing to me. I'm sorry. I'm one of those women. I know I know there's a lot of men, y'all are in the mindset that that's all women care about. Now, look, this is my engagement ring. Hold on. And I'm gonna tell you, my fiance said you can have any ring you want. Any ring you want. In fact, his best friend was like, he looked at a ring, it was $22,000. I had to pull him by the collar. I said, don't play with me. We're not doing that. What we not gonna do is spend our house money on some shit I'm gonna put on my finger. I don't mean shit because I love my ring, but I picked it out. It's an aquamarine stone. Aquamarine stands for, it's a water sign. I'm a Cancer. It's symbol. It shit has to mean something to me. It stands for openness and communication because you can't have a relationship if you don't have that. You don't have that, right? And so I am very blessed that I have that. I'm very blessed. Oh. Woo, I can bless y'all. Yeah, I love that man. I love that man. Anyway, yes. And I think that's is in large part, gives me the courage to be able to close this chapter in my life and start a new one. So shout out to Claude. Y'all won't be mad at somebody. Be mad at his ass because he ain't loving me completely. What's the status of Brother Plight? I do not know. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't care. I haven't gotten any updates from the feds on him. I'm sure they're probably still investigating him. Maybe the investigation got delayed a little because he had that rape case or whatever in Florida. I don't even know what the status of that is either. But in any event, I got to get up off here because I got to go. I got to go to class. But I love you. I really do. Yes, I'm a Cancer. I got it honest. Former attorney at Walt, Alton manager. He was a Cancer too? Yeah, they don't like us. They don't like us. All right, I got to go. Have you heard of organized harassment? No, I haven't. Send me an email about it. Ikiespeaks@gmail.com. Ikiespeaks@gmail.com. I'll look it up. And we can talk about it. I love you. I really do. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.